Whee! Okay, that's better. We be jammin'. I'll drive something a bit faster after this warm-up session. I just wanted to drive a little heavy haul to get started. This route takes so long, I don't want to just stop it and resume or start a new one because I lose a lot of points. Cool. I see the Twitch dashboard chat is broken. Always a bonus. OBS chat seems to be connected okay, though, so hopefully. Yeah. Otherwise, this could be a really dull stream. Good cat, Turbo. Hey, Salmon Dude. How's it going? There we go. It's connected. Yay. How are you today? Yes, Cat. I see you. Good boy. Good boy. He wants something. It's surely not my charming personality he's after. Is it? Right. Big goofball. Good cat. Yeah, I haven't been streaming as much as I would have liked. I've even had 3-day weekends for the past month or so that I could have streamed more, but just, I don't know, it's one of those things you sit there, you think, I should stream. And you kind of, bleh, I don't feel like it. But I felt like it finally today, so here we are. Oh, wow, yeah, it has been a while then, jeez. Yeah, doing pretty good today, these days. The back problems, those are all gone. Had surgery a few years ago to get that stuff fixed. It worked. By surprise. But, yeah, we, still in the same house, still, just chugging along, no pun intended. This year train here. But yeah, things are going good. How are you? Well, you said pretty good, so good. Any major developments in your life? Why did that look like there was something on the track there for a minute? That would add some nice excitement to this game. Put like random deer crossing or something, just plow and plaster animals right in the front of the car or engine. Freaking cow catcher. Plop it right there. Hey, zombie. Oh, sorry to hear that, Salmon. Zombie, I think that's what the automatic train wash is for. They have buildings dedicated to that purpose. I don't think they make people do that anymore. At least I hope not. That would be a shit job. Well, Salmon, as far as heart surgery goes, my dad had some issues last year as well, and he's had to have surgery twice now for stents. And it's incredible how sophisticated and advanced that technology has gotten that they don't even have to. It's much less invasive now. They can just spread all the surgical stuff they need through a vein right up into the heart, and they can do so much stuff without even cutting more than just a little tiny poke. And yeah, they've gotten really good at it. So here's hoping your dad does okay with it. And, they patched my dad up pretty good. He still climbs ladders at work and does physical stuff all the time. So. Oh, geez. Yeah, so he's probably on track for a pacemaker or something, isn't he? Yeah. That's good, though. Those things save lives. They work. And they've gotten so good in the past probably 2 decades. I mean, they can do wireless charging now. They do wireless charging with freaking watches now. So, that stuff, it's tiny, it's non-intrusive, and hopefully get him right back on his feet. But yeah, man, fingers crossed. Hope it pulls through. I like how these guys, they gave me a co-pilot because they don't trust me to drive the train safely. Bastards. I wasn't streaming the beginning of this run. I accidentally went up the wrong track. It didn't stop me. But I had to back up like a quarter mile, flip a switch, and then pick the correct track. Even though they both ended up on the same destination track or target track, it wouldn't advance the mission. Yeah, he's frickin' worthless. He's supposed to be helping me out, but he wouldn't even get out of the train to flip the switch. Jerk. I still think this would be a fun job, but it doesn't pay as well as what I do now, and you're away from home a lot. And that would suck. And random public service announcement, if just completely random thought, if you want to be an air traffic controller, you better get into school for it before you turn 32. Because they won't let you in once you're older than that. Also, you have to retire by 56. I just found that bit of trivia fascinating. They want your mind sharp and witty. They don't want to risk you getting senile.
Jesus Christ!
Good God, man!
Word up, Holmes.
Thank you, dude. Thank you so much.
Jesus
Word
Christ!
up, Holmes.
We're gonna get a lot of notifications for that. Damn, dude.
Word up, Holmes.
Salmon Dude 4 gifted Bogey 82 a subscription. Salmon Dude 4 gifted a tier 1 sub to Bogey 82.
I don't know. That's a lot of... That's a lot of money. Oh, shit. The sound cracks me up. Not just the word up.
Jesus Christ!
That
Salmon
one.
Dude 4 gifted Overlord 9K a subscription. Salmon Dude 4 gifted a tier 1 sub to Overlord 9K.
The, Jesus Christ. That's a sound clip from Deadwood. That's Brad Dourif playing the Doctor. Just amazing. Such a good show. But thank you so much for all the subs, man. Wow. That's what you get for not paying attention, zombie. I can't believe you just did that, dude, but thank you so much. Making everybody look good in here. Oh, that's it. Consider yourself sued. It'll be in, I'll service sent to your address, which I don't actually know. I mean, I'm going to send a hot stripper to your address. What's your address again? Warmed up salsa for chips. It's weird because I usually go cold for that. Nah, well, I appreciate it all the same. Probably because I wasn't playing X3 and X4 as much. I know that chased off some viewers, so... wasn't on purpose, I just burned out on those games. Damn, almost got him. Yeah, I may have to start a new save in X4 and try out some new mods and get a proper experience with the 3.0 update. I realized why my current save is so slow. Oops, speeding again. It's because of the mod that I installed that lets you build stuff in 1 minute. That each segment of a station builds in 1 minute. That applies to everything, including the AI. So other factions can build their stuff at 1 module per minute. So everybody expanded at absurd rates. And so the game just had tons more to keep track of. Oops. Don't want to lose the throttle that bad. I don't actually know how long this route is. I've always just gotten impatient and stopped playing it. Yeah, I'll probably play this through the end today. Actually finish the route. It's definitely a test of patience. That's okay. The first time I tried playing this route, I didn't realize that when it says go via location, that you don't have to stop at the marker, you just have to pass it. I felt a little dumb when I figured that out, because I was just like, okay, I gotta stop on this marker. And stopping and starting this frickin' train this long takes a while. Yeah, it's giggity. It's so long you can't even see the end of it. I don't know what this. Oh, that's acceleration. I see. Is that accurate? Yeah, it is. Huh. Neat. Speaking of wangs, so uh, Kiwi Farms keeps track of, among other lolcows, it keeps track of that idiot that ultimately got me banned from Twitter. And I guess he's stepped up his pervy, crazy game because people have stopped paying as much attention to him, and he's um, been increasingly desperate for attention. So, uh, with his losing his various lawsuits and getting spanked in criminal court for a couple of things, he's getting increasingly unhinged. And so, I guess a few days ago, he got onto. This is the guy that pretends to be trans so that he can get away with all of his really sick fetish stuff. He still tries to talk to girls, like young girls, and lure them into. He's basically still trying to groom kids, which is just disgusting. But I guess he went on to a Tinder style app for specifically for lesbians, for women seeking women, and um, sent someone a dick pic, and it leaked. So, crazy world. So I know what this creep's wang looks like, and it's like egg shaped little thing. I don't know. I feel powerful now for some reason. Like, haha. But yeah, it's just crazy. And yeah, Twitter sided with a pedophile over somebody who isn't a discipline problem, so to speak. And they banned me, permaban, with no appeal, because I called him male. Yeah, that's what I've always wondered, Zombie. It's like, why, why would you show anyone that? And even more confusing, why would you show a lesbian that? They're not looking for wang. That's the opposite of what they want. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, if that's all they've got going for them, then that's pretty sad. Yeah, yeah, very true. There's obviously something developmentally wrong with the guy. It's just, if you follow that whole saga, it's utterly depressing just how much the Canadian law system lets him get away with. And, of course, society there lets him get away with it too. I get the feeling, if he lived in a mid-sized town in the United States, like somewhere in the Midwest, he could pull that kind of crap long enough until he, I don't know, if the locals started to recognize him, I imagine he'd get himself dragged out into the woods and beaten senseless a few times until he stopped. But, yeah, I don't see that happening in Canada. Oh, he'd never get away with it in Texas. They wouldn't put up with that at all. There's just no way. I don't think you could even get away with that in Austin. The place has turned very blue the past few years. There's just a very different culture there. It's like, nope, we're not going to put up with that. Oh, hey, zombie. Total change of subject since you mentioned getting hung or hanged, whatever. Uh, you've played Red Dead Redemption 2, right, on PC? Any good? Okay, cool. 'Cause I noticed it's on sale. I don't know how much cheaper it's going to get. They were giving away Grand Theft Auto 5 on Epic a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it looks kind of fun, so I'm thinking about it. Cool. Yeah, I might pull the trigger on that this weekend while it's still on sale. Would folks watch me play it, or is it something I should just do on my own, you think? Same with Final Fantasy 12. I have that already, and it's nice and smooth. It works great with my controller, blah, blah, blah. So I could always stream that as well. Look out the window! Hey, the sound fixed itself. Nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, I played the first probably half hour of 12, and it's actually pretty good from what I saw. And even the plot is For a fantasy setting, it is moderately interesting so far. That's not bad for Final Fantasy. But yeah, if I grab RDR2, I'll stream it. Oops, going too slow. Speed it up. My other option for today, if this gets too boring for people, is that game, Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. I haven't played that for a while, so it's a good a city builder type thing with trains and buses and cars. What cracks me up about that game is how one of the stats it tracks for each housing unit is number of escapes. Like, how many people got so fed up with your living conditions that they actually escaped the country and went somewhere else. I think I only had like 3 total. Ah! A Fred! Flashing rear end device. Orphans created? That's awesome. How do you create orphans in that game? You kill mother-father pairs or guards or something? That's too funny. I've just realized there is no indication of remaining fuel in the cab. There's no indicator for fuel level. Yeah, I was gonna say, what are there, like, mother-father couples that you have to blow away, or is it just all single fathers? Yeah, earned random points for using the bell. My headlights are blinking. I don't know how to turn that off. Oh well. I don't really care either. So it seems like in a couple weeks we're going to be going back to 40 hours a week, full-time type stuff. So yay for return to normal pay. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I can't see. I can't steer the train. Fortunately, the train steers itself. That is one thing that is sorely lacking from this game, and that is derails. I'm pretty sure you can't ever get the trains off the rails in this game. Oh, cool. So he's a cynical, sarcastic bastard. Man, this game is so uptight, it gets mad and cancels your whole run if you run past a red light. Like, if you run a stop signal, it just perma-stops you. It's like, that's it, you fail. Lame. And I haven't found any option to turn that off. Yeah. Yeah, it's really stubborn. You can speed. It doesn't get pissy if you speed. Like, excuse me, you don't get as many points. I don't think it actually penalizes you for speeding, apart from not awarding as many points. But, yeah, if you run past a red signal, you fail the whole scenario. Oh, that's happened, Salmon. I've done that. And that pisses away like 45 minutes to an hour worth of play, and you don't get credit for any of it. That really sucks. That really pissed me off when that happened. Yeah, it's not even a go back and try again. It's you back to the main menu, reload back into the game type of thing. The game's actually got some annoying issues. That's one of them. There's a sound bug, too, where, like, when you switch out to this camera, of course, you hear the external sounds of the engine and the rails and all that. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it's doing it now. So when you switch back into the cab, that's all supposed to go away, but nope, it still sounds like we're outside. In fact, it's even louder. There we go. It's fixed. And there are worse bugs, like sometimes if you switch out to this camera, you can't switch back into first person, which makes it a real pain in the ass if you want to use a control that's not bound to a key. And I've read reviews for the different DLCs that say like the advanced traffic stuff or advanced signal things where you have to like hit dead man switches or reset PZBs or whatever that is. I guess that's straight up broken in some of the DLCs. Yeah, the game's been out for at least a couple of years, and there's some really basic stuff they haven't fixed. And the worst thing is they also haven't released any mod tools. So you can't create your own add-ons for the game. I don't think there's any mods at all for Train Sim World. I think everybody's stuck with Train Simulator 2020 as far as modability goes. Yeah, exactly. The minute they open that up, people will make their own shit and it'll work better, be less buggy and higher quality, and then their DLC sales will stop. Yeah, Dovetail really needs some competition in the market, and so does Paradox. Somebody really needs to churn out a grand strategy series like the what is it, Total War, to give Paradox a run for their money, because they've gotten really complacent too. When you're charging when you make blood effects a DLC, you know you're getting ridiculous. Oh, well, yeah, if they did that, nobody will mod it either. Blizzard they're such dicks for trying that. That is ridiculous. If you use our tools to make a mod for our game, we own the mod. Well, fuck you. No. They did that exclusively because they're pissed about Dota getting out of their hands. And Valve picking it up, which is hilarious. Wow. I started this driving session, like 30 minutes before I started streaming, and I've been streaming 35 minutes. This is a long drive. It really is. Hey, Irvin. Ditching work? Nah. Today's off. I'm not the keeper of the portal anymore. I work for a different company now. But for now, because of Chinese flu, we're working 4-day weeks, 32 hours instead of 40. So I have Fridays off for the time being. The current plan is for that to stop in a couple of weeks. We'll be back to normal. 40 hours a week. Once the parks reopen. It's funny, they want some revenue before they start paying everybody full blast again. Oh, well, I appreciate that. I did actually get an email from my old colleagues a couple days ago, or last night actually, asking about some random error message they were seeing. Funny. My reply was, well, that's actually a warning or a notice and not an error, and that's normal for that program you're running. So don't panic, it's all good. And they were like, oh, okay, thanks. I still say rewriting that whole thing would have been a lot of fun. Would have been a long project, but I think it would have had a great payoff. It is just so old and clunky. Split it up into a bunch of microservices. Work on one piece at a time. Just make it all better. I wonder why the back engine's not running. At least there's no smoke coming out of it. I wonder if I'm towing it or something. I hear radio chatter. Why can't I answer the radio? This is Willfe Airlines. I'm stuck on a railroad for some reason, and I've got no left wing engine, no right wing engine. This runway seems to be bendy. I'm a little drunk, so I'm not entirely sure if this is okay or not. Over. We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor? God, that movie's amazing. They don't make them like that anymore. When Kramer hears about this, the shit's gonna hit the fan. That's awesome. You got a car stuck on your rig and drove it from Germany to Britain. Like, saved me some gas, right? I'm just dangling precipitously off the back end of his semi. No big deal. You get out to get gas and like, hey, help me. Like, yeah, you're good. Hang on, just chill. Oops, speeding. Ooh, tunnel. Wow, that's pretty crazy. I could open the window and scrape my hand off with this tunnel wall. Lean your head out. There's no cab lights. Huh. I don't know, man. I don't think people in Europe get to make fun of Americans for how they drive. I've seen some shit. I've watched YouTube. Australian Truck Simulator. You drive that one road that just goes straight through, like across the continent. Nothing but desert for hundreds of miles or something. Okay, if we're on a 5% uphill grade, why am I speeding up when the engine is at idle? Okay, now we're going downhill. That explains more. So, driving significantly over speed limit? Up yours, game. Wash my balls. God, how far is this? How much further do we have to go? Oh, okay. We're well over halfway. Good.